Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back. We're doing a best of one M21 draft. Alright, draft has fired. What do we got? Good pack. Necromentia, not a playable rare, unfortunately, for limited. Well, maybe out of sideboard actually, but this is best of one, so that doesn't matter. Gaggle Master, great card for any white deck, but at its best in black-white flying, where you can immediately get some value out of that life gain, potentially, if you have 2 flyers or more. Sanctum of Stonefangs, also great for that deck. Quirion Dryad, good for any green deck at its best in Selesnya for counter synergies. We've got other notable cards. Pitchburn Devils, good Rakdos card. Shock, obviously just good removal. Hunter's Edge, good for any green deck. I'm thinking Gaggle Master. This card is just a game finisher, plus the life gain is not irrelevant. It's a great card. Well worth a first pick. Even if you don't end up in its optimal combo, any white deck, and you're going to be happy playing it. Even Boros aggro, you're still going to be happy jamming it. Alright, follow-up pick. Well, literal 0 white cards. No, I guess that's not true. Not literal. Celestial Enforcer, which is actually okay in the Azorius deck. But we do have Feline Sovereign. Could pick up some cats. I don't think the ability is irrelevant either. Blowing up artifacts and enchantments is certainly fine. There's plenty of played ones. There's Llanowar Visionary, which is a great card. Felerian Kraken, definitely playable. I think we're either looking at Sovereign or Visionary, but I guess this is a Lord. It's early. There's random cats we could pick up. Selesnya, if we do end up in that color combo, is going to yield some good cats too, like Sabertooth Mauler and Pride Malkin for the +1/+1 counter synergy. So I'm down. Let's take a Lord and see if it pans out. Alright, pick 3. So we can take the Pride Malkin now. It is in fact a cat. It's going to synergize with our Selesnya counter strategy. Otherwise, there's a Sanctum for the Shrine deck, Warmonger, Rakdos sack card. Thallid is a great enabler for that deck. Rousing Reed, playable for all blue. Pegasus, just a random 2-drop flyer, playable in all the white decks. Glidemaster, playable, not great, 2-drop. Wizardry, good for Izzet. Truffle Snout, playable in Selesnya as well. But let's go Pride Malkin. I think that makes sense here. I think it's a good card. Well, just for cat theme, we take the 9 lives? I don't think so. There's Vryn Wingmare, but another Pride Malkin. I mean, I like getting these Selesnya counter synergies now, especially with the Feline Sovereign. That could end up being really cool. Other notable cards. Gale Swooper's playable for any white deck. Just nice for pushing damage through. It's also evasive. Turn to Slag, playable removal. And that's pretty much all of note. Vryn Wingmare, playable, evasive card. Pride Malkin number 2, though. I'm happy. Pride Malkin number 3. We can just keep picking up cats. There also is a Hunter's Edge in here, which is really good, too. I kind of want to get as many cats as we can for this Sovereign Lord, though. It does feel kind of wrong to pass removal, but given the circumstances of having a Lord, Pride Malkin, kind of an optimal card for Selesnya counters, I'm kind of tempted to take it over Hunter's Edge. I mean, Hunter's Edge is also very good for Selesnya counters. But when you're playing a cat deck, you kind of need as many cats as you can get. This might actually be an incorrect pick, but because I still really like Pride Malkin a lot for this deck, and we have a Sovereign, I'm going to really try and get as many cats as we possibly can. So we can take the Pegasus here, can take the Sky Scanner, can take the Titanic Growth. Probably take the Pegasus with 3 Pride Malkin and the Gaggle Master. I actually like Sky Scanner too, but 2-drop evasive creature, good to put counters on it. Good with Gaggle Master. I'm okay with it over Titanic Growth and Sky Scanner. Alright, Chorister is definitely good to put counters on. Grows and becomes a big threat. It's also Setescent Training and Titanic Growth, but I'm going to take the Chorister. Be happy about it. Trackdown I like more than most. Helps you find your Feline Sovereign and Gaggle Master. No, I think what I like about this card is if you're a deck that tends to get flooded up, a green way to sort of make your card quality better and replace itself is actually quite good. It's kind of like green's Thrill of Possibility, if you look at it that way. So we could take Tranquil Cove for random like blue splash. Otherwise, some good red cards in here. It's possible I could ditch out of Protection from Dogs. Otherwise, I take the Portcullis Sovereign, which I don't really want for this deck. I think I might take the Devils. Actually, I don't know. I wasn't happy with anything there, to be honest. Stephenson Training, I kind of like situationally, but Celestial Enforcer might now actually make sense with a Gaggle Master and a Pegasus. And we don't have any removal yet. Otherwise, I mean, Blossoming Sands for sure makes the deck, but Enforcer might actually end up being good if we can find some more white flyers too. If we don't end up with enough synergies. Can take the Sanctum. I didn't realize this until my last draft, but this actually costs 5 to activate, not 6, because it counts itself. They make it confusing. But for each shrine you control, I guess it's just an easy way to word it. Otherwise, we take another Tranquil Cove. We don't need it. We'll take the Sanctum we're not likely to play. Cut it, turn to Slag? Probably not. Although it's playable removal, there's still a chance we pivot. We have some white life gain, so maybe even black pivot could end up better. We'll take the Indulgence, just in case. Another Pitchburn Devils. I'm actually going to take the Crag here. If we end up with a bunch of shrines, it could pan out. Last pick, red card. Yeah, it's a thing. So, Swift Response I like quite a bit, but Tempered Veteran is kind of a perfect card for this deck. It's one of the payoffs for being in a counter deck. And we already have 3 cards that give counters. Hopefully find some more. Makes sense to me. I think we take the Veteran. Otherwise, the Swift Response would be great too. But Veteran, really good for what we're trying to do. Scourge is one of the better payoffs our deck could possibly get. Every turn, you can put a counter on something else and then make this even bigger. Pride Malkin gives it trample. Like, Scourge is just a huge Selesnya payoff. There's also Chorister and Makeshift Battalion, which would both be good for our deck too, but this makes sense to me. So we can take the Warded Battlements. It's a playable card. It's not at its best here, but we already have a couple flyers and things with trample getting bigger. It could be good. Otherwise, I'm running like Dilophosaur, which I don't really want, although it does wield trample pretty well with Death Touch. And or a Portcullis Vine or a Burlfist Oak. We have a track down to draw a card. We'll just take the Battlements. I'm okay with that. I don't love it, but I'm okay with it. So Mauler, another cat. I think we go win in cat deck. Take cats. That's what I always say. Yeah, and it has the counter synergies. It's kind of perfect for what we want to do. So Sanctuary is looking fantastic in here. We already have 5 cats and a bird. Yeah, this is like the best Sanctuary deck I think I've had. And it has counter synergies too. Like, what more could you ask for? Pegasus is going to be fine. More flyers is good for Gaggle Master and Enforcer. Patrician in here is interesting too, but our plan is looking good. I'm happy with what we're doing. So I think we take Tyrannodon here. Tyrannodon with Pride Malkins is just nuts. You get a turn 3 4/4 that can attack. It's really good synergy. And when you have 3 Pride Malkins, I think you just go for it. Another Chorister would be a gift too, but now we're actually like looking like pretty good beats. So I could take the Setessan Training. It's actually more Tyrannodon value. Otherwise, we take the Temple of Silence. What I like about Temple is that it makes your card quality better too. It's kind of the similar thing to Track Down, but it doesn't actually take up a slot in your deck. But decks that really don't have card draw can flood out and it punishes them pretty badly. And temples are just nice for helping make your draws better. So I like it, and I'm going to take it. Short Sword, I guess, technically works with Tyrannodon. I just don't think that we want to play Portcullis Vine. It's a really late shock and Scythe, kind of surprisingly so, but I'll take the Short Sword. Chorister, getting that pick 10 is kind of nuts. I mean, it's great for our deck. It's a great card in general. It's also a mana sink. Don't need any of this. Guess we'll take the Caves maybe. So we can take Stephenson training now. I'm fine with that. It's totally playable. Cantrips, what could go wrong? It's good on a Chorister, the lifelink and the pump. It's kind of nice. Good alongside battlements. We'll cut, we're going to take the Vine just to cut green, but we don't actually want to play it, I don't think. I'm kind of happy with everything we have so far. I guess the White Sanctum has a pretty big chance of not making it. We'll pass the better card because we don't want to be in black anyway. Alright, so we have a pack to find just a few cards. Wow, Basri's Lieutenant is one of the best cards we could open because we already have a ton of +1 counter synergies. This is a rare with huge upside for it, so really nice pickup here. If we could wheel the Enforcer with 2 Pegasi and the Gaggle Master, probably still not enough, I don't think, but clear Lieutenant pick here. We might, I don't think we're going to be able to wheel anything we play. So, because I don't even know if I want to play the Gnarled Sage either. But huge pickup for us there. Very strong card. So our deck does not have any removal. And I did take a Pride Malkin over... Oh, wow. And then get a Glorious Anthem. I was about to go like... Because the first thing I saw was a Tyrannodon. I'm like, oh, sweet, Tyrannodon. And then it's like, oh, Glorious Anthem. Never mind. I think Short Sword probably doesn't need to make the deck anymore. If we wheeled Chorister before, I mean, I would play as many Choristers as we could get with Glorious Anthem and Triple Pride Malkin. But, yeah, we're taking Glorious Anthem. If we could wheel a Tyrannodon, that would be the biggest gift. This pack is actually pretty deep, too. Grasp, Eliminate, Houndmaster, Swift Response. There's like a chance that we get Tyrannodon back, but still not super likely. But we just got a Glorious Anthem, so... pretty happy about that. And then we just immediately get another Tyrannodon. Or we could take the Swift Response. It's kind of tough. I think we take Tyrannodon. Tyrannodon in a deck that has Glorious Anthem and 3 Pride Malkins is going to be a turn 3/4/4 beater. And I think I'd rather do that than Swift Response. I'd rather just have hyper aggro deck here. We could take the Guile for protection. If you don't have feet, it's kind of the next best thing. Or we take Makeshift Battalion. We already have a ton of creatures. And I kind of like Guile here. Because we don't have any removal. So a combat trick that also protects from removal randomly is actually going to be pretty good. Unfortunately, Makeshift Battalion would also be good for our deck. But that's okay. Can take it here. Or we can take another Guile. Like I said, we already have enough creatures. So I might be okay taking... No one expects the second Guile, by the way. Nobody. Nobody expects the second Guile. I guess we'll take it. I wanted a little bit too much for the protection. Do I just take 3? I mean, I'm not playing Secure the Scene. I don't need a Ruined Halo. I guess. It's a lot of Ranger Guile. I'd like to find better. Charger's a good pickup for us, actually, because we're going to have Trample a lot of the time. Probably don't need this test and training. And it can make our Tyrannodon able to attack on turn 3 and give us a beater. I like that. I guess Strike sort of. Probably don't need it. Did get an Enforcer. Probably don't have enough flyers to make it work. But we'll take it. Got the Chorister back, which is nice. Houndmaster pick 10 is kind of nuts. I can play 3 Choristers. I can play 3 Choristers and not be upset about that. It's probably better than Track Down. We got the 4 Choristers. I guess so. When in doubt about what to play, I think you just play a ton of Choristers. especially with Glorious Anthem and Pride Malkins. Yeah. So we already have the Temple of Silence. Got the Battalion back too, which is kind of good. So we got everything we wanted back. So this deck is good. This deck is really good. I think our main problem now is I don't actually know what to cut. Always the best problem to have, but difficult choice nonetheless. So what do we cut? We've got 22 creatures. I think we want 22 creatures with Glorious Anthem. So battalions have counter synergies, which is going to be good for Scourge, Tempered Veteran. I still kind of like battlements in here with Quad Chorister. It doesn't actually synergize with Tyrannodon, unfortunately, because they have to attack first before they get the boost. That's true. But with 22 creatures, I kind of like having the battlements in here. We have the Sanctuary too. And we got a ton of cats and birds and stuff. No dogs. It's okay. Playing the Temple of Silence. I do think we want to do 17 lands because of the Choristers. We have like actual mana sinks. And Temple can hopefully help our mana a little bit. I think we cut the Enforcer. Like, it's cute, but when you're going removal-less deck, I think you go pure removal-less. I think we still do triple Ranger's Guile, as crazy as that is. Just because the protection on it is actually pretty nice. I'm thinking about cutting the Pegasi, but might actually be right. It's not that they're bad. In fact, they're not bad. It's just I feel like everything else we have is better. Like, I'd rather have counter synergies. We have enough creatures where these are going to be able to get pumped. Charger is going to be good with Tyrannodon. And Anthem. I mean, Pegasi are going to be good with Anthem too. But they're not birds. And we're going to have 19 creatures, which is still more than enough. And like I said, we look like we're at risk for flooding, but Quad Chorister gives us some actual mana sinks, which is nice. This looks like a pretty smooth deck, actually. I like it. Let's bring in the Sanctuary and the Temple of Silence. We don't need the life gain lands. We have pretty even split, but double white, no double green. So we'll do an extra white. So 9, 7. Or we can do 8, 8, I guess. I mean, I want to slam that turn 3 Glorious Anthem to just beat down with Tyrannodons. We can do 8, 8 though. I mean, it's close enough where I think we want both pretty badly. So we'll do the extra, the green there. All right. It's cool. It's a cool deck. Not a complaint to be filed here from me. I like it. Let's see if we can beat down with our removal list pump deck here. All right, we'll see you round 1. All right, we're in round 1. We're going to keep this hand. At least got the Chorister. Sanctuary with the cat. Ranger's Guile for a little protection. Tempered Veteran's pretty sweet. Okay. So a little bit of tempo on us there, but not really a huge deal. I guess it does kind of set us back. Oh, and then they missed their land drop. Well, I guess we'll try for the cat. We could get lofty denial here. I don't know. I kind of want to resolve this cat. I'm feeling lofty denial. You know what? I'm going to play the veteran. Kind of okay with that. I know it seems weird, but like now I can play around lofty denial, which is kind of sweet. Guess we'll attack first. Right. Forcer. They're tapped out. So we can go Sanctuary now. They block, we can pump, which is fine. And they're leaving open green. And our Mauler gets pumped. Like, yeah, pretty sure this is fine. Solemn. That's actually a pretty solid draw for him. They're gonna get to ramp plus draw a card, but I'm still feeling kind of good. So we can trample over top now. I think what we do is Tyrannodon. Pride Malkin, I want to do the Chorister here. And then, I mean, it's a little weird. I'm kind of dividing out all of our tokens here, but ultimately I think this is the best idea. So we'll Guile whatever they're planning on bouncing, I guess. Alright, so don't have to worry about that now. Temple's fine too. So get in here. Remember, we also have the Sanctuary. So I guess we'll pump. There's a Temple. Bottom that. Temple looking good there. And then we'll play the second Chorister. And this untaps and gets bigger. Alright. Well, they got a little screwed, so that worked out well for us. We'll see you in game 2. Got a great keep here. Pteranodon into hopefully Glorious Anthem. Otherwise, Battalion maybe into Glorious Anthem. Or Sovereign if we don't want to do the Battalion. Either one works. Short sword. Alright, well now we've got... Oh wow, we're keeping that. Now we've got Tyrannodon into Anthem, which I think is pretty slick. Now it might actually be better to do the, probably better to do the Pride Malkin actually. Because I can still smash with Tyrannodon, and I have another body on the board. Plus I can't cast Glorious Anthem anyway anymore. So there is that too. Hopefully they tap out, because actually I can find an opportunity to cast Sovereign, pump this, yeah, and blow up their short sword, which I think is pretty good. Oh, well, there's that too. Let's see here. So now it's probably better to do I think we just get as many things on the board as we can here. And we're going to do Sovereign plus Chorister. And ideally find an opportunity to do Glorious Anthem, but they've got the Brontodon now, so it's a little bit less exciting. Looks like they want a Hunter's Edge, would be my guess. Protection from dogs right now, not bad. Okay, Visionary I'm not too intimidated by. Hopefully they tap out like Equip, so then we can get one turn of Glorious Anthem off. But also, I guess if I can pump my Chorister, I'm doing pretty good. If I'm getting in for 4 lifelink, I'm feeling good. Yeah. Oh, they actually equipped the Wingmare. It's kind of surprising. I might trade off my Pride Malkin here. I mean, it's good with the Sovereign, and they do actually have an enchantment I want to blow up, but I can't attack with the Pride Malkin is the problem. So I don't know if I can afford to take 6 either. I mean, with the lifelink in particular, it's going to be pretty good for us. And that's fine too. Now we can blow up Brontodon. Does eat up our turn, but we gain life. We get rid of their 3/4. They take 4 damage. We can play Glorious Anthem. Can't do it plus the Battalion, unfortunately. But the Glorious Anthem's pretty good here. Oh, especially if they're attacking. Gaggle Master's quite good. So I think we can attack with the Tyrannodon. Might need to play the Gaggle Master. So I kind of don't want to just set myself up to die to a removal spell either. I mean, I can attack for 4 here. Can attack with both. They could block the Sovereign and take 4, they gain life. That's not good. I can attack with this, they take 4, they go to 4. I have 2 blockers. So I don't just die even if they have a Hunter's Edge. It's true. Alright. I think we just get in for 4. I'm going to try and set up for a Glorious Anthem play that's good here. So like they Hunter's Edge, we're forced to chump, they gain a little life from the Acolyte. The Vryn Wingmare has actually been pretty good for him this game, keeping us off Glorious Anthem. Okay. I think we just block here. I think we block like block like this. Because we're playing Glorious Anthem plus Battalion next turn. They're going up to 7. We present lethal with Glorious Anthem. I guess so. Actually, I don't love this, but we kind of die to a pump spell anyway. I get rid of their evasive creature, which is important. It also makes our Glorious Anthem cheaper, which is important. They're dead to an Anthem unless they have a blocker. If they do have a blocker, we have our own blocker, I guess. Ranger's Guile is kind of like the best draw we could ask for. Because now we don't die to Swift Response and we can kill them. That's pretty nuts. I'm glad we're running 3 of those. Yeah, that really could not have worked out better. Wow. Alright, we'll see for the next one. Kind of like a perfect curve hand here. Chorister to Pteranodon to Pride Malkin, swing for 5 on turn 3. Have a lifelinker that can pump, 4/4 and a 2/1. Possibly into Lieutenant too to make it even better. It's pretty nuts. I don't know what I'm putting the counter on yet with the Lieutenant. I have to figure that out. I mean, I suppose the Chorister, because then it has Trample. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Solemn. So I can forego a little bit of damage by putting the counter on the Chorister instead. I still think putting the counter on the Chorister is correct with the Pride Malkin out. So we'll attack with just Pteranodon this turn. It's got Trample, so them blocking is kind of irrelevant. We'll pump the Chorister. We've got a pretty nice, like, divided army now. We can pump the Chorister. If they want to kill Lieutenant, we don't get a 2/2, but we do get pretty nice looking force coming at them with Trample, which is not going to be super easy to catch up with. So 4 mana. Not exactly sure what removal they could have. I mean, that's That's fine. That lieutenant already did its job. Yeah. Could have a bounce spell, I guess. But they didn't. So we didn't lose anything except the mana on our turn, but our board presence is still quite good. Got some big tramplers. Like, they need something pretty spicy here to not just die. They need at least multiple creatures to not just die, or a big lifelinker. Yeah, that's a tough one to get out of. All right, we'll see you for the next one. I think it's a snap keep. Pteranodon to Pride Malkin. I think this is actually the first time I've even gotten to do that synergy, and now we got the Cat Lord with a couple cats in hand. That's nice. Uh-oh, Mentor. We don't want to see actual good synergy cards here. They could just Pride Malkin, and then I guess I'll take it. It seems kind of like a pretty clear telegraph there. Alright. So we'll jam a Watchdog. Or we'll jam a Pride Malkin after they jam a Watchdog. What's cool is this Sovereign is going to give us protection from their Watchdog, which is kind of nice. So it seems like they have a Feat of Resistance. That would make sense. Next turn we can go Sovereign, which I kind of like actually. Alright, no mana, but they're just leaving up their Mentor. So let's go Sovereign. I might just have to trade Ranger's Guile for a Feat of Resistance. I kind of don't want to do that, but it's a pretty clear telegraph they have that. Is there a way I can not do that? I mean, there kind of is. I can just wait until they tap out. In the meantime, I'm playing creatures. This also has Pro Dog, which is nice. So I could attack with both. They'll block there. They'll take some damage. I trade a Ranger's Guile for a Feat of Resistance. I mean, I don't love it. And it doesn't even work if they block there with the Feat. I don't want them to have the 4/4 Vigilance. I think we just wait. It's weird, but I feel like if I don't, I'm going to end up trading a Ranger's Guile. Like, as soon as they play something, then they won't be able to keep up Feat. Yeah. Unfortunately, they got the 4/4 anyway, which is not good for us. But they can't block, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So that is actually kind of cool. We'll get in with these two. And they can't block the dog on our cat, which is nice. They can block the cat on our cat, but then I can trade a Ranger's Guile for a Pride Malkin, and that's fine. Yeah, this is fine. So now we eat their board. We basically play Ranger's Guile as removal spells, which is what we want them to be anyway. And we even get some trample damage, I guess, on top of that. Alright, that worked out. Now they have to leave up Feat of Resistance, which is fine. We can... Got some choices here. We can get in with everything. They Feat that. Kill our Pteranodon. They take 5. They go to 10. and we follow up with a Mauler that immediately turns into a 5/5, I think I'm okay with that. My other option is play 2 creatures pass. That actually I might even like more. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do that. This makes it so none of my guys die. I still get a 4/4 and a 1/1 that can pump next turn. I like that. Oh, well, I wasn't expecting the creature. I don't think anybody expects the flash creature. We're still looking okay, but I mean, they're only going to have 1 feet unless they play another planes, and then I guess they could have 2 feet, but that's all right. So we can smash with the team here. And they can have a feat of resistance to kill our Tyrannodon or our Mauler. Probably Mauler. Which is fine. They could trade at the Pride Malkin. We pump the Chorister. They play the feat. We get in for 4, 6, 10. They need to play like a blocker here. They did get one, but so now we can do Charger plus, yeah, guess this is okay. So all of our guys can trade with Mentor. They can kill the Sovereign, discard, and then trade with a Chorister. Take 4, go to 1. Did they not discard? Oh, I forgot they get to gain 4 life too. Jeez. Surprised they didn't discard there. I don't know how they could not discard there. They might have just missed the step. It seems ludicrous to not discard there. Yeah, I think we got to threaten lethal. Plus, this is a better trade for us anyway. And getting a creature off their board when Hunter's Edge is like a common, I think is a better idea. I probably wanted to play that land actually for double Chorister pumps at some point. Pride Malkin is pretty sweet actually, because Trample is going to get us there. They do have Swift response mana. Not much I can do about that. Looks like they have it. If it's just a feat, well, feat's not nearly as bad. Because you still get that 1 damage through because of Pride Malkin. Wow, that was a close one. Well, never been so happy to see a feat over a Swift response, that's for sure. Alright, we'll see for the next one. Alright, we got a good keep here. We need lands, but Chorister and a Charger and an Anthem is pretty hypo aggro if we can make this work. Alright, did not quite get there. They have the... I guess that's okay. I'm actually surprised they prefer killing the chorister. It kind of just worked out a little bit better for us because we have another chorister and we got in for 3 points of damage, so that's kind of nice. Enforcer. So now we just need the land, which we got. So Anthem actually doesn't do as much as I want it to here. I think we just get in for 3 and then play the battalion. I kind of want them to not trade. I'm glad they didn't. This actually makes our battalion better. But then again, I guess they could. I see the dilemma. Oh wow, Ranger Scowl. That's kind of nice actually. I guess we just get in with these two. I want to see how they block. Especially since they're tapped out. Because I might just be following up with a Feline Sovereign. I mean, they can't just take 6 here. Can they? That'd be pretty nuts if they did. Yeah. So, they'll take some more damage. We'll follow up with a Sovereign. And now if I draw a land, I can do Anthem plus Ranger Scowl, which is pretty nice. Short Sword. That's unexpected. But, I guess they have 3 mana up too, so they could technically counter our Glorious Anthem. They do have cancel mana. But they did not cast it, so get in with these two. Can blow up the Short Sword. So we'll Ranger Scowl that. Ranger Scowl already just has paid so many dividends this draft. And it's a pretty underused card typically because you feel like you have better options, but when we're a removalist deck, playing 3 Ranger Scowl has just happened to pan out for us pretty well. Alright, we'll see you for the next one. Yeah, I think we got to keep this. It's actually a little bit slower than our deck wants to play, but it's obviously still good. Okay, so first is it matchup for this deck, huh? Tyrannodon would be a really good rip for us. Oh, Grixis, huh? Warmonger. So, guess we do the Pride Malkin first. Kind of want them to not play a shock, but play something else. Alright, so we've got some options here. I think we are going to go Chorister with Pride Malkin. Divide our forces a little bit here. They can kill the Chorister, but then at least we have the Sovereign as a follow-up. It's okay. I mean, obviously I didn't want the Chorister to die, but I'm okay with this. Alright, another Chorister is nice, so let's do the Sovereign first. That way if they have more removal, they're going to use it on one of these rather than our Chorister. No enchantments or artifacts to blow up. Alright. Nice value. Oh, let's see. So I guess we get in here. I wish I could protect it. Technically I could have, but they might wait until our turn to cast it. should also be okay with me. There's a decent chance they wait until our turn. Did kind of feel like I need. In fact, they did. So now we're punishing their greed, which is actually kind of nice. I mean, they kind of have to do it. They have no choice. Or they do have a choice. Sure. Oh, wizardry, okay. That was kind of an important rip for them there too. Two, 4, 7, 10. They don't have lethal, which is good. But Lieutenant's pretty sweet. So I think we do the Lieutenant. And we'll buff the... This keeps... I see the issue. Oh, it's protection for multicolored, so they can't even... Okay. Guess the chorister then. I probably fear the feet. Maybe not. Alright, I mean, the good news is we have pro multicolored, so this doesn't even work that well for them. Let's see here. I think the blocks are pro multicolored here. This guy. Half the Ranger's Guile. They needed to rip that. They needed to rip that. Unfortunately for us. If we get another pump and they don't have anything we could win. Yeah, that's reasonable. We're close to killing them, which kind of sucks. We're 1 away. But 1 away is not lethal, so we got to play the chorister here. Hope they didn't rip another removal. If they didn't, we're okay. Because we have chorister to gain life with. Oh, and then they can just wait and kill us with Cage Zombie, yeah. That sucks. Man, that was so close. That was so close. They needed to rip the removal to kill us there, too. Off the Thrill of Possibility. And they discarded the Dragonfire, which is even the crazier part about it. So really crazy there. All right, we'll see if the next one. All right, we got to keep here. Both colors and good hand. No Arsonist. That's a good sign. We'll do Temple. I mean, technically it helps us play Gagglemaster, but not really interested in it. But also, I guess, lets us pump choristers. So we'll go battalion here. And pass. They're attacking with the immolator. If they did that, I could block with the battalion, and we could still get in with the choristers. So I'm kind of okay with this. If they attack. Yeah, I think I'll block with battalion. I guess they could have like a feat, but kind of willing to make this trade. Because if I just take the damage, they can just still blow it up to kill whatever they want. So I'll just trade with my battalion. They attack. I'd keep it back. I think it's much smarter to keep it back. I mean, I guess this lets them do like a follow-up play, but I mean, maybe I should have just taken it. I don't know. I'm not sure on that. I want to get to 6 mana now, because being able to pump Chorister plus Protector with Ranger's Guile seems pretty good to me. But next turn we're going to be doing the... Alright, that's fine. So we got the 5th land. Can surprise them with the Animal Sanctuary. I think we just swing with 1. I don't think they're blocking, so... We can do Gaggle Master now. And now next turn we can do the Sanctuary plus leave up the Ranger's Guile, pump these dudes, swing with Gaggle Master. I could have waited yet another turn to keep up the Ranger's Guile, but the Choristers are going to do work now next turn, so this is fine. Guess I don't really fear the Palladium Mirror. Ranger's Guile costs 2. I guess I have to keep that in mind. Well, they can't Scorching Dragonfire because of Ren Wingmare. Furor of the Bitten. I would have at least done that post-combat. I didn't have to attack with it right away. Sanctuary is pretty cool here, so get in with these 2, I think. See if they want to block that Chorister yet. This is fine. So I think I will play the Scourge, which means once again I'm taking another turn off of Ranger's Guile. But the thing is, Scourge is probably one of the best cards in our deck. It's a 5/5 they have to deal with right away. If they have like the turn to Slag, so be it. They turn to Slag our Scourge and kill it. If they let us untap, we're in a lot better position. They also have to attack this Pegasus each turn, which I don't even think is good for them. They're losing this race. Their spells cost more mana. They're tapped out too, so I feel like we're really gonna kind of have our way with them this turn. Yeah. I guess we technically can't actually... Unfortunately, we can't do this plus Ranger's Guile. But I'm not sure it matters. I mean, we just 2-for-1'd on our 1 drop. it tapped our mana in the worst possible way. I wasn't paying close enough attention to the auto tap, which you have to do now. I swear to God, the auto tap has gotten worse on Arena. I don't know how that happened, but some patch they did, auto tap got worse. All right, we'll see for the next one. All right, we've got to keep here. We want to rip a green mana turn 2, but it's still worth our time to do this instead of the temple to start her off. But if we don't rip the forest, we basically bottom anything that's not a forest with our Temple of Silence. Well, I guess we do Charger. Offer the trade. We have 4 of them, so this is probably okay. So another Selesnya deck. Alright, that's cool. So let's get in with the Charger, see if they block. If they don't, we're going to play our own Tyrannodon, which is not the best use of mana. But we're going to do it anyway. They could play Pride Malkin, but we have our own too, so it's okay. Enforcer is kind of okay too, actually. It's Temple first. Don't need that. It would let us make a 2 play next turn. I guess that's true. We're doing Pride Malkin. The question is, what are we putting it on? I guess we're putting it on the... Yeah, I guess we're putting it on Tyrannodon, because then we can beat in with both. I mean, we could have beat in with both anyway. Yeah, that's true. Like, we could have put it on the Charger, attacked with both. And then how would they have blocked? I mean, they would have just blocked with both of their guys and lost both their guys. It's an actual choice, actually, because now their best thing is to just double block the Tyrannodon. They didn't block anything? They must want the Hunter's Edge. That makes sense if they want Hunter's Edge. Or Acolyte. Okay. So, Chorister plus Veteran. Yeah, I think that's our best play. Then Veteran can start putting counters on. Chorister can start attacking and doing some things. Sanctuary is pretty sweet. Let's do the Sovereign first. They got Glorious Anthem too, huh? We do Battalion. All right. It's going to make this a 5/5. So I think we just attack with the Pteranodon for now. They're going to let us kill 2 of their guys? I was going to say, that would be surprising. They're just taking it, okay. That's fine too, actually. I guess I should have put the extra counter on it. And they could have tapped my guy. So that's also kind of surprising. Now I'm kind of wishing we'd gotten that extra damage in. Four blockers to our 8 attackers. We're not attacking with veteran though. So we take 11. We're gonna die next turn, so basically have to kill them this turn or we die. Makes things kind of challenging. Pretty surprised they tapped that. So I think if I attack with more, because we can't kill them because of the life link. So I think we just attack like this. And the chorister is kind of the important part of the equation here, because this is what's going to prevent us from dying. So we pump chorister plus counter on battalion right now, which is fine. Still leaves us alive to flyers. And leaves us 3. Blow up their glorious anthem. Yes, please. So could I have killed them that turn? They would have been able to block, but I'm not sure actually, because of the trample. Probably needed to do a little more combat math there. Did we end up getting, is that our 7th victory? This deck did insanely well. I don't even think I made completely optimal plays there. I think I even made a few mistakes, so that worked out pretty well. All right, well, that was cool. Selesnya, basically removal-less deck. Not basically, it was. No removal. We had 3 Ranger Skiles for protection, and we still managed to get there. So, cool. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you for the next one.